Thank you for that. Of course, more from the White House if we get any statements. But let's now speak to Farooq Siddique, former senior government advisor on tackling radicalisation and extremism. Thanks for joining us on the line, Farooq. Are we actually playing their game by trying to understand why they're doing this and actually giving it credence in a way as a religious or a political act?
Appalling. I mean, I'm personally lost for words. Forget the fact that I'm Muslim or from Britain or wherever. This gentleman was a human being. I genuinely expected him to be released. I did not think this would be committed as anything being carried out their threats. Just from a simple humanity point of view, the man is clearly innocent. The man is clearly there on a humanitarian mission. How on earth, what kind of mindset? I mean, I'm so upset. I'm genuine. I literally just found that feeling.
Can I ask you why you think he was going to be released then?
I mean, I genuinely believe, because if these people are Muslims, okay, whatever your political viewpoint, whatever you think you're capturing hostages because you think they're spies or whatever, this man was clearly a humanitarian. The journalist they've killed before, you know, I'm lost for words. I can't explain it. There's radicalization and there's just barbarity. This is not acceptable in Islam, but it's not even good enough to say that.
Well, given that,
human being.
Yeah, given that, and the appeals from some very senior Muslim high-profile imams and from various mosques and various groups, all fallen on deaf ears.
Totally, and this is what is so shocking. The fact that the Muslim community in Britain, and in fact around the world, clearly came out and said, look, release this man, he is innocent, he's clearly innocent. The people that went with him on the aid convoys, I used to be an aid worker, I know what it's like to go on these convoys.
Yeah.
And to see this is appalling.
So what does that leave us then in terms of trying to recalibrate, if you like, our approach, our mindset, and the planning on how to tackle radicalisation and maybe even more youngsters wanting to go and join this jihadist uprising?
I think if anyone still thinks that those individuals in ISIS are on some kind of jihad or some kind of right way or the right path or the true path, I think this will clearly send out a clear message. And if anyone doesn't get it on this one, that ISIS is nothing to do with Islam. Muslims will see that for themselves. You do not kill innocent. I don't care what your justification, I don't care what your mentality says, I don't care. There is no justification. The Prophet Muhammad clearly prohibited any innocent soul, even if you had a clear battle, two armies facing each other, innocents were not targeted, innocents were not allowed to be killed. This man was a humanitarian. He was there as a human being. He was there to provide help for the suffering. He was there to support the innocent, and to kill that individual is beyond barbarity.
So let us reflect then on the other video that was released today from another jihadist, perhaps if we call him that, terrorist, others would describe him as, clearly again with a British accent, a London accent some would say, where he's trying to challenge, if you like, or goad David Cameron and the British establishment to send ground troops in. What do you make of that sort of mindset as well?
I think that's exactly what it is they're trying to do. This whole, the reason they've killed Alan Henning is clearly to bait. What they've done before is clearly to bait. We are falling for their trap. What they're trying to present this as is a war between the West and Islam.
Right.
This is a continuation of Crusader war.
Well, this brings us to a very, very central and important question. What on earth do we do next?
Well, this is it. I mean, you can't give that answer because such a nuanced and such a complex answer to that. But we start very simply by language. For example, we've been using the word jihadist, Islamist, even the Islamic State. By using these words, by saying that they are somehow working for jihad, or by saying that they're somehow an Islamic State, we are giving them the credibility. These people that go over, the people that become radicalized and go over, they don't, there's research done, they don't understand Islam. They have a very superficial understanding of Islam. If we give ISIS the credibility by giving them these technical terms, Islamic terms, we are giving them the credibility.
Farooq Siddique, on that note, thank you very much indeed for joining us with your comments. And just to reiterate, the breaking news we have is that there has been a video released on the internet purporting to come from the Islamic State, showing the murder of Alan Henning, and the Foreign Office has just released a statement in the past few minutes to say that we are working urgently to verify the video, and the video follows the pattern that we have seen, of course, in recent weeks. There is another American named in Washington as Peter Kassig, a former US soldier, shown at the end of the video, clearly with the threat being that he will be the next to be killed. Enda Brady is with us here in the studio, who's been monitoring the reaction. We don't know yet, and if there will be a Cobra meeting of the government, but clearly they're going to have to reassess yet again, particularly given this other video that we've seen released today, with a direct challenge, if you like, to David Cameron and to the British military establishment. As I asked Farooq Siddique, what do we do next?
I think we can take it there will be a Cobra meeting first thing in the morning.